guys, it is Rinne-Hatake here, back to post part 2 of What If Goku Had Saitama's Potential. And, yeah, it's been a while since I posted, like 6 days since I posted the first part. And, I have been a little lazy and lacking the motivation, so I'm gonna set a little schedule for myself that I have to do every at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday. At least I have to post 4 videos on those days. And right now this is Thursday, so I guess I can post this one, maybe 2 to 3 videos on Thursday if I have the time. But sorry for not uploading, but if you're new, consider subscribing and welcome to the channel. But without further ado, let's finally begin. So Kami got word from King Kai about Namek, basically. So Kami has brought Goku to the lookout and started asking Goku if everyone's here and stuff like that. Just the normal stuff. Well, not truly normal yet. As Goku answers back, "Well, King Kai, we were in a bit of a celebration, so a few of them won't show up for a little while. So, what do you want to talk about?" As Kami, oh, my bad, he said King Kai, but Kami. Just forget what I said and think he said Kami, okay? But Kami replies saying, "Well, I've got word from King Kai that the planet's in danger and that that planet needs urgent attention. So I'm sending you and the Z fighters to go and protect that planet from whatever danger it's in." As Goku nods his head saying, "Alright, I think we can manage." As Goku then questions, saying, where will we get the ships? We don't have the technology on Earth to make it there." As Kami says, "Don't fret. I do have a ship that I've landed here on, a ship that I have of my own that I used to make it here on planet Earth." As Goku also remembers his ship and decides to take both of them back to, Capsule Corp to do a little bit of a tweaking and, just tearing it apart basically and inspecting the technology, seeing how all that works. Bulma, she was partying, but Goku called her to come back. As Bulma decided to check all the tech out, and she was rather amazed and impressed. It's an inventor's dream to see alien technology, to see how it all works, as Bulma's dream wasn't to have this, but, it was an incredible one. Well, this wasn't really her dream, but, inventors like to see invented things that, weren't invented by them or their race. So this is a new, interesting thing for Bulma, but that's not the whole point. And this would have to take at least 8 to 7 months, so this whole thing can be completed. As in this time, Goku decided to train Gohan a lot more. As a few of you guys have argued that Goku's way stronger than Saitama, I do agree with that, but the thing is, Dragon Ball Z Goku, well, at the beginning, was barely able to defeat Raditz. Okay, Raditz. Barely able to. He needed Piccolo to help him out. But Saitama, in my own opinion, Saitama could flatten Raditz. The DBZ Raditz. Not Raditz with Super Saiyan. Well, not Raditz with Super Saiyan God or Blue. No, nothing like that. Or even Ultra Instinct. But Raditz never gonna get that. But it's just, I think Saitama can flatten Raditz. This Raditz, Dragon Ball Z Raditz. So, yeah, that's just my personal opinion. You can argue if you want in the comments. But we move. As Goku began training Gohan, and the time training with Gohan and some time studying did kind of pay off for Gohan, as he still has stray days, as he also became a lot stronger than he was in canon. As Goku trained him out in the wilderness, training Gohan to use his senses and to fight with strength and, to be more extroverted, basically. This will also help Gohan have a bit of a personality change, not just an introvert, but more of an extroverted person. So this is going to help Gohan. But the rest, all of them basically, well, right now, all of them are just doing their training. The humans are training with Kami, as Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo Well, they decided to keep training, as Piccolo was the second strongest out of them all, but Gohan coming in close. As more training continues, but in one certain occasion of training, Goku and Gohan were sparring, and so was Piccolo, and this was a battle royale basically, as Gohan dodges a left hook from Piccolo as he ducks under, and does a left-handed gut punch, and followed with an uppercut and a backflip kick, as Piccolo wasn't expecting that. As Gohan, when he does a backflip kick, when he's back on both feet, which were planted firmly on the ground, he fires a Masenko. As Piccolo wasn't expecting this, he barely dodges, or barely blocks it, as Goku, well, using this as a distraction, goes for Piccolo, hits him with the right hook and an uppercut, a two-piece combo, and instantly was already in front of Gohan. And Goku might have accidentally slipped a little bit, he used a little more than expected. So this was like this punch, he kind of decided to go all out. He didn't let it slip this time, because I don't think he can. So I'm just gonna say Goku went all out with this punch by accident. This is all plot convenience. So yeah, if you're gonna question it, I'm just gonna say plot. But we move as Goku does a serious punch, and this serious punch is way stronger than Saitama's serious punch, due to Goku having the same physiology and genes as Gohan. Well, Goku just stopped near Gohan's face, but the gush of strength and wind that came from that attack destroyed many mountains and the ground behind Gohan, as there were there's like a massive hole in a mountain, and many more mountains behind it, as Goku has destroyed them with just one punch. He could destroy Earth with one punch if need be. That's the true strength of Goku. This serious punch wasn't the most serious that it can be, you know what I'm saying? So it was still holding back a little bit, but it was a serious punch nonetheless. But we move. I think I should speak up. But yeah, we move. As training still continues, as so does Bulma's inventing and all, but we should move to Vegeta's point of view, as Vegeta was, well, flying back to Frieza's place, as Vegeta does arrive there just a bit early, just at 4 months. So he arrives back at Frieza's planet, all wounded and battered, as he's unconscious. As all Frieza's soldiers inspected the ship, opened the ship, seeing the Prince of Saiyans injured badly, as even Frieza came out and started laughing and chuckling, saying, "Oh dear Vegeta, how unamusing this is. Some monkeys managed to beat you. Well, you monkeys keep surprising me." As Frieza tells his men to pick up Vegeta and take him to the healing chamber to heal, as Vegeta was taken and starts healing. As Vegeta is really, really unconscious, but he can still hear or make out what some of them are saying in the outside world while he's unconscious. As Frieza began planning, saying, "Ho, I think it is time for us to head to that planet known as Namek." As this was a lot. Well, I'm gonna just say Supreme Kai had some super cool OP future sight ability to see the future. I don't know, like 4 months in the future. So I'm just gonna say that's how they know, and that's completely plot convenience because I didn't think that far ahead. But we move as Frieza began saying, "We're gonna check out this planet named Namek. I've heard about their legendary wish orbs that can grant any wish, and I want that for myself." As he began chuckling and looked at Vegeta, saying, "You monkey, you will pay and die. You will work for me only, and now, once that's finished, you will die just like your father, a foolish prince, too prideful," as he just walked off back to his chambers, as the rest of Frieza's minions began laughing too as they leave. But the 8 months are finally over, as we do a bit of a time skip, as Goku and the rest began to launch their ship, as they prepared everything, food, water, and fuel to make it back and forth from the trip, as they blast off into space and began their week travel. as this travel did take a week, like I've stated, but the training on this ship was immense. The ship was largely much bigger, and it was more populated because of the extra people that were going. So they decided to do a lot of training on the ship while they were at it. And Kami did inform them about Dragon Balls, if there were any Dragon Balls on that planet. So they brought the Dragon Radar just in case, as they fly off and continue training. As Goku does the same training, the strength training, the endurance training, and does insane amounts of one-handed pinky push-ups. You know, he's doing that on all his fingers. He's doing push-ups on all of his fingers, and he's doing it not 100 times, but 10,000 times. That's insane. Literally insane. As Goku does, the Saitama training, but without the 10-kilometer run, since you can't really run in such a small space. As Goku keeps amping up the gravity, as soon enough, the human Z-Fighters are gonna get crushed. So, the Bulma, just in case, set up the humans' own half of they created the own half of the gravity chamber. So they split the gravity chamber in half. That's because Bulma added that feature just in case the humans couldn't keep up, or the Z-Fighters couldn't keep up. So they split the whole room, or gravity chamber, and trained off different gravity sizes. As the humans are training in like 50 times gravity, while Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku are training it at over 150 times gravity, as they're training in that. As Piccolo was able to keep up pretty quickly, so is Gohan and Goku, since, all their body physiologies are a lot different from humans and can handle a lot more pressure. But we continue. The week of training goes by pretty quickly, as they soon arrive at the green planet, with a well-hidden green planet named Namek, as Frieza has already collected 5 Dragon Balls, since he had a lot extra time to collect them, as Vegeta is on there causing havoc too, and has collected 2 Dragon Balls, as both of the two who were collecting the Dragon Balls were near each other, and were going to come in contact very, very soon. As, Goku lands the ship, as they put the ship back in the capsule, as, they gave it to the person they trusted the most, and that person was going to set camp. As, Goku gave it to Krillin, and Yamcha was going to stay behind too, as they're going to split into a team. Yamcha and Krillin are staying back to guard the ship in the area here, as they can also be the refugee area, or the place where the Nameks can stay and hide. Also, Tien, it's just Tien and Piccolo we're gonna go out and stop any Frieza soldiers. Basically be the rebellion. And Goku and Gohan, we're going out to collect Dragon Balls, and even stop anything that goes in their way, or just stop Frieza in general, as they don't know of Frieza just yet. But they know someone is collecting them, and, Vegeta. They sense Vegeta's power, and another person's power that was massively larger than Vegeta's power. So they're aware of 2 massive power levels in the area. As, they were doing their thing, as Goku and the others were just protecting the villages, taking them back to the refugee area, or just taking them back to Krillin and Yamcha, if you want me to put it that way, as they took them back there, as it's pretty convenient to have Goku since he's rapidly faster than everyone there, as he just takes them back and it looks like he teleports. But Goku continues this process, but in the midst of the process, 2 of Frieza's elite soldiers, Zarbon and Midoriya, decide to show up and try to mess up Goku. But Gohan decides to step in, as Gohan was a bit afraid, but when he felt the punch of him, Gohan just stood there, getting punched in the face by Midoriya, as Midoriya was shocked, saying, "How did you tank that, you child? You're supposed to be feeling pain. You should be in the ground crying, asking for your..." But before he can finish, Gohan basically punches the Doria. That punch knocked him out. He sent him into a mountain as Zarbon just didn't hold back this time. Zarbon went full power mode, transformed into a monster, started fighting Gohan. Gohan, not even a challenge. Gohan full on spinning back kicks this kid, sending him to the Doria. Both of them colliding and getting stuck in a mountain as Gohan wasn't finished. As Gohan charges the Kamehameha wave as he yells Kamehameha as he fires the Kamehameha wave, sending it straight to both of them. And the Doria was the one that barely survived as Zarbon took the full hit, getting incinerated. But the Doria, he still got hurt by the attack, but wasn't, in the way shielding, getting shielded or getting hit full force with it, since Zarbon was the shield, basically. So the Doria is dying and his life is fading away from him, but he's not dead yet, if that makes sense. But we move. As the two main bosses right now, Vegeta and Frieza, are going head to head as they're fighting. As, most of the same thing happened in canon as Frieza just took off his armor, or blew it off. But Vegeta is now struggling, seeing or witnessing the true might of Frieza. As Piccolo and Tien ran into them in the fight, as they decide to join in. As Piccolo is multitudes times stronger than Vegeta now, due to the gravity training. And you're probably wondering, why is he stronger? That isn't even a question. Why? Well, the gravity chamber made Goku from the power level of 9,000 or over 9,000 to the power level of over 180,000 in a week, or even less than a week. So that just, makes the training of the gravity chamber incredibly well. So hopefully you understand why, Piccolo's multitudes times stronger. But we move as Frieza wasn't expecting a Mechian, as Piccolo basically replicates Luffy's move as he does a Gum Gum pistol, or what looked like a Gum Gum pistol due to Piccolo's, genes and him having stretchy arms, because he can do that. It's an Namekian feature, as he punches Frieza. And this punch, due to him extending it out, made it a bit stronger, so Frieza was sent flying, as Piccolo flies after him and began fighting Frieza on one-on-one terms, as Vegeta butts in, doing this a 2-on-1, as also Tien butts in, making this a 3-on-1, they're putting on an onslaught of attacks against Frieza, as Piccolo and Tien do an incredible synchronized attack, doing the Dodon Ray, as Piccolo, I'm pretty sure he can copy those moves pretty easily, since Tien could copy the Kamehameha wave, so why not Piccolo? So they both fire a Dodon Ray, which was a distraction, as Vegeta understood this was a distraction, so he decides to come in right in front of Frieza, firing a Gallic gun just right in front of him, which took Frieza off by surprise, as Frieza was sent flying into a mountain, and the attacks weren't done yet, as Piccolo was already behind him, sending him to the sky, basically almost like a hidden lotus, but not a hidden lotus. As Piccolo and Frieza began doing a one-on-one duel, as Piccolo gets struck by Frieza's tail, but Piccolo, using his smarts and his outside-of-the-box thinking, performs a Gum Gum Bazooka. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can do that because, stretching arms and everything. So he does a Gum Gum Bazooka, which hits Frieza, which Frieza wasn't expecting such an impact just from stretchy arms. But, Piccolo, even without doing this, would be way OP anyway. So, just this move just sent him flying into the sky a little more, which was enough for Tien to set up his Tri-Beam. As Tien yells, I don't know what he yells in Japanese, so I'm just gonna say Tri-Beam, as he fires that thing straight towards Frieza. Frieza, getting hit full force, gets sent straight into the ground. As Tien, he could have died from exhaustion from charging that move, but with the training he's done, he's able to not die. But Frieza was heavily injured by that attack, as Vegeta goes again and yells, Gallic Gun! Firing the Gallic Gun sending it towards Frieza. Frieza had enough, transformed into his second form, and yells, "I've had enough of you, monkey! I've had enough of you, fools!" As Frieza sends a death ball at Vegeta, the death ball destroys his Gallic gun, as the Gallic gun was like getting absolutely terminated by Frieza's death ball. As it's getting closer and closer to Vegeta, as Tien comes and backs him up using a Dodon Ray. Piccolo backs him up using the Kamehameha Wave, as they all manage to break through the death ball, sending their beam straight towards Frieza. But in the end, Frieza managed to dodge it as the beam collides with the ground, making a massive light show in the sky. As Frieza gets even more enraged and starts fighting them all seriously in his second form. As Tien was the one getting clobbered first, as Tien was getting ragdolled, getting right hooked and left hooked straight in the face, as Frieza was playing boxing with Tien. No, not boxing. He was playing punching bag with Tien. Tien was wrapped around with a tail, as Frieza was just playing. He was just playing with him, just using him as a punching bag. As Tien just kept getting battered, his ribs were getting shattered, his lungs were punctured by one of his ribs. As Frieza just kept punching it, as his ribs kept cracking. As Frieza can hear the bones in Tien's body cracking, as Tien just yells, "Ah! Ah!" as he keeps yelling, as Tien coughs out blood, as blood was in his mouth. As this is one of the most disrespectful times of anime, he basically spits the blood in Frieza's face. Anyone who does that in anime always gets obliterated. As Frieza just absolutely angry and made Tien scared. Tien just looked and says, "What have I done?" But too late to say that, so Tien was absolutely battered. Tien was getting absolutely crushed by Frieza at this point, as his ribs all of them were shattered, and all of them were puncturing something. I'm surprised he's even alive yet. I'm surprised he's even alive just with all the broken bones he has. But Frieza hasn't had enough yet, as Frieza yells, Your punishment from spitting on the Emperor of the Galaxy is death itself!" As he charges up a death beam, as he fires multiple at once at Tien, piercing Tien from many sides of his body, as Tien lands on the ground with a massive thud as a dust cloud covers him. But once the dust cloud clears, you can clearly see Tien's dead body on the ground, bleeding, and you can see all the bruises and shattered bones, and some of the shattered bones were legit piercing at his body. But I'm really sorry if you can hear some background noises right now. Do apologize for that, but we move as Goku senses Tien's power level's gone, as he heads immediately to that site and saw Frieza killing Tien. As Gohan sees this too, as Gohan sees Tien as a bit of a, as a friend too, as Goku and Gohan get enraged. They don't transform into Super Saiyan, nothing like that, but both of them decide to fight Frieza. But Gohan looks at Goku saying, "Father, let me handle this. I'm strong enough now." As Goku did argue back, but there's no winning an argument with Gohan. So he decides to let him do it. As Gohan fights Frieza, and Frieza was surprised to see that the child was able to keep up with him. Not keep up with him, beat him in his second form. So Frieza decides to go third form, as that was a little too much for Gohan. But Gohan had a little secret technique that his father, showed him. That technique happened to be the Kaioken. I'm not sure that I taught Goku this in the last part, but I'm gonna say he did, just for plot's sake, just in case I didn't. So Gohan learned the Kaioken, timesing his power by 5, as Gohan blitzes, not really blitzes, but dashes towards Frieza, sending a sucker punch. Because Frieza was blinded or distracted by someone, but Gohan sucker punched him in the face, making Frieza even more angry. Gohan, which was a pretty experienced fighter by now, is getting demolished as Goku's getting more frustrated. But one thing that frustrated Goku the most was Frieza's arrogance and him clubbering Gohan like that. As Frieza slaps Gohan in the face with his tail, and Frieza was trying to just make a joke out of Gohan, so he decides to spin around and blast many death beams in random directions. As those death beams land on rocks on the ground, mountains, and stuff like that. But one of them manages to head to Gohan, piercing him, as Goku, from the angle he was at, thought Gohan was pierced in the heart, thinking he was dead, but it just pierced Gohan in the shoulder. But Goku, in an enraged state, and a furious enraged state, is now absolutely fuming, as you could see Goku's hair already flickering as his power shakes Namek. As his power is so immense and large that it's not just shaking Namek, it feels like he's shaking the whole system that Namek was in, as Goku yells in anger, saying, "You monster, Frieza!" As he yells, as you can hear his roar from the heavens, as Goku's aura has changed from his normal base form to more of a golden color, a golden aura, as Goku erupts this aura, as Goku is now fully submerged in the power of the Super Saiyan, as he fully skipped grade 1, made it straight away to grade 2, as Goku's body continued to bulk up, as Goku bulked up to grade 2, as Goku is now in Super Saiyan grade 2 and is enraged, as his pupils are now like, when not Goku, but when Broly is in like Legendary Super Saiyan and he lost his pupils, yeah, that's what Goku's doing right now. Well, what's happened to Goku? That's because he's in an enraged state right now. So he quickly charges Frieza, sending an incredible force punch straight towards him, almost destroying Frieza instantly with that one punch. Frieza, who is now dazed by such a punch, immediately transforms into his base form, basically, or his final form, and goes max power. That wasn't enough. Goku was slamming this man everywhere, slamming him on mountains, waters, bro, slamming him. He was getting destroyed, as Goku berates him with attacks, but Goku was getting noticeably slower. Why? Well, Goku transformed into grade 2 in canon in the time chamber with Gohan, but Goku said that this form was too bulky, and the muscle, or the extra muscle that was added on, slows him down a lot, as it was even shown in Dragon Ball Super when he was up against Caulifla. But we move, as Goku continues his onslaught of attacks, as Frieza is getting berated, just destroyed, even with Goku being a little slower. But I'm gonna take a quick water break, so peace. We're back in action, and we're gonna continue. And I totally forgot about, Saitama factor being there, so I'm just gonna say plot that Frieza survived a serious punch. I'm just gonna say plot that he can survive many, okay? I'm gonna say his body is a lot more, has a lot more endurance, okay? I'm just gonna say that because it's plot, okay? He has plot armor on, so he can survive a few of those blows. But Goku's still enraged and clapping Frieza. Frieza got hit with another punch, which blew a hole straight through his stomach, bro. He has no more stomach, as Frieza coughs out an awful amount of blood, coughing out purple blood or something. I think he had purple blood at least. Coughs out purple blood, as he's on his knees, holding his stomach, basically, as his blood keeps pouring out, as the cold, ruthless, and furious Goku looks down upon, Frieza, as Goku looks at him saying, "You've killed my son, and now I'll take your life as payment instead," as Goku clenches his fist, as all his veins and muscles just keep popping when he clenches his fist. His veins and muscles just pop out as Goku brings his hands back, saying, "Serious punch." As his hands come closer to Frieza's face, as this was a bit of a slow-mo thing, as in an instant, Goku slams his hands straight into Frieza's face, landing in Frieza's face, right in the middle of Frieza's face, as Frieza's skull shatters. But not just shatters. As Goku punches him, Frieza's head and everything else on his body completely just... It looks like his body decomposed with that one punch. Goku punched him. That punch just obliterated Frieza. Frieza, his body was in all sorts of shambles. His head, all of his head organs, his brain and everything shot down. It's dead. No reviving a dead man there. Frieza can't survive that. His head popped off clean off his body. His brain, all of his body functions are dead. So he's not coming back. But for the rest of them, well, Vegeta watching the fight, he was pretty injured. He lost the fight. Well, he didn't lose the fight. He did hit Frieza with that attack. But Frieza, doing that spinning, death beam thing that he did, well, that hit Vegeta, 3 times. One near his, one in his shoulder, the same shoulder that was hurt before, his leg, and his other leg. So he's basically pretty injured, but watches the fight, saying, "Kakarot has awakened the power of the legendary Super Saiyan. How unfortunate for us." As Vegeta looks at Goku, saying, "Kakarot, I should have that power, not you. I'm the prince." As Vegeta is a bit jealous, but can't really do anything, as he can't even walk. There's no point walking right now. He's completely out of energy and can't do anything, as all the Dragon Balls were left on planet Namek. But I'm gonna be leaving you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger here. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'm gonna be posting a new Naruto What If, or a remake of a Naruto What If that I did right after this. If that Naruto What If wins the poll, of course. But if it doesn't, I'll just post something else. But I'll see you guys in the next What If scenario. Peace.